Okay, the stream should be starting up relatively soon. Please give me a moment to make sure everything's set up. This is, of course, a little bit of an earlier stream. Long story short, my work hours have been slightly adjusted for the day this week, where I had to show up early 2 hours and I get to leave early 2 hours. So I figured, why not just start the stream early? For those who are maybe watching the stream from the beginning, if you have any requests for any replays, please go ahead and just perhaps link a gamesreplay.org message or link to the code into the comment section. Trying to wake up a moment. And then you should be able to, and in case if a message gets blocked, say on YouTube, I think that generally gets automatically blocked sending having links. Go ahead and just put another message saying, "Oh, please, I said put a link on YouTube. Please double check," things that sort. Because I tend to prevent people from posting links while doing some streams, because generally they're not exactly good links, to say the least. Everything seems good there. Oh, let me grab a drink from nearby. One moment. And there we go. I believe everything's good. Let me double check my other computer. Looks like I'm having a bit of trouble seeing my stream on Rumble on my other computer. Give me one moment. Yeah, it says it's good over here. I'll maybe try to see it later. Oh, let's go ahead and get started then. Of course, I got plenty of replays to choose from. I'm sort of not a lot of recent 2v2s, so I'm going to have to go back a little bit farther for 2v2s. But, let's go ahead and start from the top, shall we? I still need to get a new chair. This one still squeaks quite a bit. I think that would help out if I would actually maximize the screen. Now let's go ahead and really get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the south side as the Wehrmacht player, we have Biggest Master Troll. Spawn on the north side as the US player, we have Simply at a river fishing. Of course, we got extra pioneers being poured out. We've got the Wehrmacht's quarter. Up here, do got the barracks, and with some more engineers coming on out. Pretty standard build opener. Do we see a third set of pioneers? We do not see a third set of pioneers. Do we see a third set of engineers? We do not see a third set of engineers. And please give me a moment for me to readjust my microphone. I think it's just a little bit low, plus the wind cover got a little bit knocked down, but the wind cover is very nice since I tend to put a lot of air into my words, and that just helps prevent you hear any blowing a sound. Because if I were to blow into the microphone does not pick up anything. If I were to blow the microphone without using it, yep, it would definitely get picked it up. So very handy indeed, because I just put a lot of air into my words. Plus, people say I tend to be a bit loud, like my supervisor. Volksgrenadier's been pulled on out. Very nice. We've got engineers pushing way forward, and we do also now have a rifleman squad. Nothing else being pulled up the Wehrmacht squad just yet. Need a little bit more manpower.
Yes, sir.
And the Volksgrenadiers are signed for this, no, not eyeing that cutoff point. What's going on with this movement there? They look like they're sort of like stutter stepping there.
Sir. Munitions location captured by Pioneer Squad.
Pioneers captured the munitions point, but since it's not going to be in supply, he might as well would have captured this point, then this point here. Fuel point now has some sandbags next to it. We do have these engineers captured the leftern. western points. Pioneer does receive a bit of fire there, and the Pioneers do get inside the garrison. On that side of the building, there are two, just the one window there. I suppose it's still plenty of damage output for the Pioneer, because Pioneer already has pretty poor damage output. Jeep now deployed on the field, ready to aggressively scout his opponent. And now Pioneers are eyeing to capture up that point now. Volksgrenadiers are not capturing that fuel point, and they're not behind the heavy cover either. Jeeps advancing forward, trying to knock them out of the capture zone. They are very successful at knocking out the capture zone there. Pioneers now looks like rushing forward, trying to get the capture there. It's not going to get there for the Wehrmacht player, is it? We have two Volksgrenadiers on the field. Another Volksgrenadiers now advancing forward. Jeeps receiving quite a bit of fire there. Pioneer squad's quite wounded. Second Volksgrenadier squad has advanced forward. Engineers are just constantly firing away against the Pioneers. Those is going to be focusing on the Engineer squad first. Does fall back there. Pioneer squad does fall back as well. Your two Volksgrenadier squads should be able to stabilize this engagement. Still, this point is not in supply, which means no additional income from these points at the moment. Volksgrenadiers have both sustained quite a bit of damage there, and both dropped a model. Jeep now advancing forward. He has a gut feeling his opponent's going for a sniper. No, he's trying to hunt down this Pioneer. Still has two models there. Now just one model, and boom, gunned down. So it does actually manage to pick off that Pioneer there. We do have the sniper being pulled out. He does see that it is building, but maybe doesn't realize it's a sniper. And if that Jeep were stuck around, that would have been great. It'll force him to cancel that sniper being pulled out. Volksgrenadiers do get inside the garrison. Still not in supply, which is very important. Looks like this corner area is firing as well, so it does got a good number of windows firing. The Volksgrenadiers do get in and out the garrison. A great volley there in the rifleman squad, and does get the Wehrmacht sniper to get a good round into the rifleman. Both Volksgrenadiers are now in this garrison here, really trying to go for this capture point because he desperately does need it. Pioneer, not Pioneers, have captured the munitions point. Now we do have this rifleman and engineer advancing forward. No additional structures just yet. And so far, an unknown doctrine potential, probably for both sides. It's a little bit too early to select doctrines. Engineers and riflemen now advancing along the left flank. Got this rifleman squad advancing on the right flank. MG42 advancing towards the left with his Volksgrenadier support. Wehrmacht sniper has captured the VP as well, so now the US player is losing some tickets. And we got, of course, this MP42 looks like we'll get a burst off there, gets suppression on the rifleman squad, and does get forced on back, losing a lot of models there. I was going to say, if you try to continue his flank there, it won't be successful flanking the MP42 because there's just too many Volksgrenadiers in this region. You have now the Jeep just in an aggressive scouting position. Engineers capturing up the left flank. And now the rifleman's eyeing for this fuel point now. Oh, there's actually two landmines there. I wonder if he spots them deploying out one. And the Jeep. The Jeep's down. Was the Jeep never repaired? Oh, it exploded right there. So definitely got out of control. Maybe on the Pioneer. Definitely not from a landmine. So it must have never been repaired and got gunned down by the base MGs. Rifleman squad does receive, or engineer squad does force back the Pioneers with only two models firing. I was really hit or miss whether or not who wins those fights. Landmine was spotted there, and I say spotted, I mean detonated. Another landmine still in the region, but the MG42 now does not need to push forward. The point is decaptured. Notice this rifleman squad did receive a bit of fire. Sniper does fall back. This Volksgrenadier squad getting some much needed reinforcements, and now do have a Kriegsberg deployed on the field. Rifleman, he went for infantry doctrine, so we know what doctrine is gone for. And now the riflemen are receiving some suppression. This rifleman squad's advanced forward. He should still be an arc. He does pack on up and does fall back.
The Yankees are grabbing our territory.
Incoming gunfire. Volksgrenadiers hold steady. Was jetzt?
Volksgrenadiers getting hit a bit. US rifle landmine there. And depending on what the Volksgrenadiers does, he's down to two models there. The sniper could find that landmine. Why does it seem like I find snipers finding landmines quite often? Volksgrenadier squad could get easily wiped. But does go through that little archway there. Does get body blocked by his buddy. Before to set him up, and somehow the Volksgrenadier managed to live. Very late retreat as well. Sniper squad does fall back. Rifleman squad still in the region. MG42 still set up right here as well. Rifleman will see the burst there, the one inside the garrison at least. I'm getting nice and close. Can't go through the archway because he'll get suppressed. Over here, engineers have captured up quite a bit of territory and even taking time to build a landmine. Very, very nice. And very, very nice there. We do now have a minesweeper. Volksgrenadiers are advancing forward. Pioneer minesweeper should be able to find this landmine. There's no additional landmines in this region. And now this landmine has been spotted. Though that engineer does receive quite a bit of fire there. Gonna have trouble to actually sweep the mine, but you can focus it down with gunfire. Volksgrenadiers and MG42 advancing forward does avoid some of the MG fire. Doesn't get suppressed. Now the Pioneer is advancing forward and should be able to get the defuse now. Pioneer squads receive a bit of fire there. Maybe a good idea to retreat on back to get an extra man. And the Rifleman squad and engineers falling back as well. There's this engineer sort of in this region. And we've got these forces now heading to this point. And does actually keep the minesweeper up there to find that landmine.
We have defused the mines as ordered.
Now maybe a good idea to retreat it back. But it looks like it's going to take some time to sweep a little bit more. Do now have fresh Grenadier squad, no Kampfgruppe Center, nor the assault phase being researched. And that engineer squad does fall back now.
Mine detection team, ready.
VP will be decaptured. Volksgrenadiers won them. It's down to only one model. This one here is down on two models, and also quite wounded. And now do have defensive doctrine, so we do have infantry versus defense. Defense will of course allow them access to some off-map artillery to take out any sort of M2s that may be deployed on out. Blockade 8s may have a bit of trouble versus the M2s, as well as the off-map power shoot.
Ready, Grenadiers!
Flamer engineer advancing forward. Rifleman getting some damage at long range. There's right now 3 squads of riflemen, 4 squads of riflemen, and 2 engineers. Grenadier squad does get forced back. A fresh pop out of bars as well. This Grenadier could get fully wiped. And no, looks like Grenadiers managed to barely escape out of there as well. The Wehrmacht player is getting a bit lucky with his retreat back with 1 HP men. MG42 may find some good suppression over here. Does suppress down the Flame Engineer as the bar rifleman. Grenadiers here trying to help protect the flank. There's just a lot of riflemen in this region. Let's get these squads suppressed. These squads have recovered from suppression. Flame Engineer, I'm not sure that was a full wipe. It may have been a full wipe there. Got Portal Fatherland activated. Does use the medical crates there on the Grenadier as well. Minesweeper needs to fall back. The Minesweeper has no guns firing. Volksgrenadiers and Red Grenadiers are still trying to hold the line. Flame Engineer does get suppressed and trying to get a Flame Burst there. Does lose his M42, but that can be reclaimed. And good amount of model drops on retreat. Which perhaps recruit the 4-man squad. Does not recruit. Oh, does recruit the 5-man squad. Very, very good engagement there by the Wehrmacht player, but he is losing, doesn't have a whole lot of map control. Does have VPs and has the Kampfgruppe Center. He needs to get, I think that's infantry veterancy. The infantry are support weapons. I always get those icons mixed up. Hopefully that's infantry veterancy because he needs the veterancy on his Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers.
Okay, construction done. Veteran seat gain.
Yep, does get veterancy 1 infantry. Very, very nice. Let's switch over to the US player. The Wehrmacht player has a good reserve of manpower. US player has no reserve of manpower. It did lose that Flamer Engineer. Rebuilds the Flamer Engineer. Let's push his way forward once again. Does have a triage center here. And also great field control here. Sending these pioneers out to capture the flanks, not a bad idea. They're cheap, excellent for capping. And of course, if you lose them, you lost them. Ooh, level 1 production. Looks like he's going straight for a manpower base build. He's not going for a M1 AT gun yet, nor
Losing a munitions point.
a tank depot. Does find another landmine there. If this Pioneer could actually retreat back and find another landmine and be wiped out. Grenadiers advancing forward. One of them has picked up a dropped bar. And looks like one of the Flame Rangers immediately goes down right there. That one rifleman being focused out first. Grenadier does fall back. Got the Volks Grenadiers coming forward as well. That one rifleman does fall back. Stick grenade was thrown poorly. Another rifleman squad does fall back. All of these forces are now falling back. He needs a medic station. The current rate of how he's playing, a medic station wouldn't be half bad. Say deploy one right here or right around here. Get some casualties and start throwing a lot of riflemen at your opponent to get more riflemen.
We're losing them as fast as we're getting them.
We're losing a point.
Pioneer does capture that point. Needs a minesweeper over there. That's a core for sure. Minesweeper right here. Does get veteran C2 on his infantry.
Listen up, rifle squad.
The rifleman and the flame engineer advancing forward. Got this engineer or rifleman as well. And overall, some great field control coming out by the Wehrmacht player. It's going to be the map split in half, just vertically, not horizontally. Oh, and the Pioneer does not go down to that landmine. First squad of U.S. engineers deployed on the field. Those is going to use them to deploy out something. Or maybe they're just routed right there. He could use a motor pool in order to get out AT guns in the future. Landmine will be, nope. It's not force fire on the ground there. It does get some damage on the landmine. I heard a landmine detonation somewhere over here. The Pioneer from Minesweeper does fall back. Do not have the base MGs there. Oh, that's a Wehrmacht landmine. Yeah, I thought that was a U.S. landmine because we've seen so many U.S. landmines. I immediately forgot about it, even though you just built it right in front of us. And a mass retreat right there. There's going to be a lot of casualty drops.
Long-range artillery is awaiting coordinates.
And Alpha Power Troops now available, which he could try rushing down Splinter's base and bring it in. M242 set up in a pretty good position there. That is another Wehrmacht landmine there. Yes, this one, if they push too far forward, they will get blown up. And that should do some great damage. Plus he has another landmine on its own flank. Sniper does see a bit of fire there. Base MG's now firing the rifleman squads. Rifleman squads are somehow... Why is he charging the base? He knows he's fighting against base MGs there. This is just a horrible idea. And it looks like he does force back the MG42. He may find this landmine.
Enemy unit down.
He does find that landmine there. He did take out a unit. It looks like Grenadier may have went down. I was like, sure. No,
Artillery support
Pioneer.
is now available.
M2 howitzers can now be deployed on out. And do have a tank depot deployed out as well. Landmine was found on the retreat. And looks like the Wehrmacht or the US players not going for a set of landmines. I think there's a massive selection there. We do have now a Sherman tank. This one does have, of course, Grenadiers. He can pull out some Pentreks. Oh, howdy, I just saw your Rumble comment.
Our front lines are collapsing.
What's up?
Minesweeper pushing our ways forward. We do have Volks Grenadiers trying to recapture some sectors. Grenadiers and Volks Grenadiers are advancing in the middle.
All right, listen here.
And now the engineers do receive a bit of fire there from the Grenadiers and Volks Grenadiers. Does find this landmine there. Very nice. Rifleman set on up. Does receive a snipe shot there from the sniper. Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers engaging at long range. Rifleman squad's been picked off one at a time. And looks like the Engineer squad does fully withdraw as well. We do now have a Sherman tank now fully built. And immediately going for the 50 cal. You know, you actually don't really see the 50 cal all too often in the Sherman tanks. You don't see Sherman tanks all too often either. So, we do have something a bit more unique now to put out on the field. And the Sherman tank will make his advance. Rifleman squad does capture that point, severely wounded. And the Sherman tank does get a good kill there. Rolls a miss there. And the Grenadier squad is falling back.
The Huns
Sniper may get crushed here. On the left side, we got the Rifleman squad forced back the Volksgrenadiers. And the Volksgrenadier squad does get forced back as well from the Sherman tank. Sniper still in this region. Could potentially get a snipe shot off. There's also a fresh sniper right here as well. Two snipers camouflaging around. Rifleman squads are advancing forward. The one that's not reinforced. And now we do also have a field observation post. His opponent may be eyeing just for mass Shermans. Supply yards back in the back corner. Stug now deployed on the field. Grenadiers engaging at range. Snipers could potentially finish off that engineer. And does take out the flamer engineer. Very nice. That was also one with more kills, though then again, I don't think your opponent will be quick enough to realize it's not the one 18 kills to 19 kills. Volksgrenadiers will see some pink fire there, does receive a nice kill, and does spot that landmine there as well. Unable, having trouble sweeping out that nearby MG. Sniper does find a shot there.
Composition B is in. Troops
And now sticky bombs are now available for his rifleman. Has a good amount of reserve of munitions, more than plenty for off-map power shoot. Handstrike now deployed on board, gets a good hit there on the Sherman tank. Doug push away forward. Does find a pen there. Sherman tank does send a bounce. Sherman tank will be backing on off. He does have, of course, plenty of repairs back at home. Rifleman squad now full withdrawing. Good pen there, and the Rifleman squad does go down as well. The US players starting to bleed off a bit too many squads. Sherman tank's rear armor is exposed. See a nice rear armor hit there. Rifleman squad needs to advance forward to get some sticky bombs off. Sherman tank maybe trying to reverse move away. Gets rolls and miss there. And now start repairing it up with his nearby engineers. This is the Stug will go ahead and fall back. The Rifleman squad does leave a hit there from the Stug. Off that power shoot raining on somewhere.
Enemy unit down.
Oh! He took out the Stug with that off map power shoot. Very, very nice. So that's a quick kill there. That could allow him to pull out some more Sherman tanks. He does pull out Hellcat. Fresh Stug deploy on the field. Let's switch over to the Wehrmacht player, see what we have in resources. Bit of manpower, not a lot of fuel, and a very small reserve of munitions, enough for the fatherland. Ashok trying to line up a shot there. Finds a hit there. Stug finds a hit as well. Oh, wait a second.
We're losing
There's a
territory.
Hellcat right here. Alpha power shoot trying to hit that Sturm armory. Patrick squad does full withdrawal. Both Patrick's gonna be in this region. Will not find a shot just yet. Trying to get reinforced. Sturm armory is one shot away from death. That round does scatter out wide. And the Sturm armory will stay alive. Patrick's still having trouble. Pack 30 being on the build queue. And now the Rifleman squad does see some hits there from the Stug. Sniper's now advancing forward.
Our base is under attack.
And that landmine that he did sweep earlier does detonate on the Hellcat. Does lose a shield armory, but he will potentially lose this Hellcat. Pantrick will be line up shots soon. Gets a hit there. Pantrick fires and rolls a miss there, though the miss did splash and get some good damage there. Still coming to rotate around. Going out a fresh landmine while at it. Bet you see one on the tanks. And main gun destroyed. Destroyed engine crit there. Gotta make sure that landmine does not get complete and let the Hellcat crush it. And there goes that Hellcat.
Base.
We try our best.
And there's a do see a bit of fire there. Stug setting up, firing some rounds into the garrison. Hellcat down. That's a bit of mobile anti-tank now gone for the US player, but he still has a Sherman tank for multi-support. Got a good Pantrick shot there. The Sherman does get a great hit there onto that MG. Multiple Pantricks, multiple Panzerfaust fired away. And that Sherman tank will need to fall back. Received quite a bit of beating there. MG42 will stay alive.
Pay attention.
Looks like both his US engineers are in this region trying to repair up the Sherman tank now. Grenadiers and Volksrangers advancing forward. Does capture the VP and Pack 38 sitting on up. Does get a hit there on that Sherman tank. Sherman tank does find a bounce there onto the Stug, and the Stug does find a bounce on the Sherman tank as well. Seeker bomb does connect. Only damage and crit there. I do got an M2 here. The M2 could line up a barrage in this region. Or any of these regions. Looks like he does find landmine there.
Find any nice dirt down there?
First shot does find a kill. And looks like he will go ahead and withdraw from that area. Rifleman now advancing forward. We do have, sounds like a 50 cal. Yep. Volksranger squad does force back. Get forced back. Very, very wounded. Need some reinforcements. Rifleman squad's maybe trying to eye for some sticky bombs over the hedge line. Unsuccessful.
Missions point taken. Mining detail complete.
Rifleman may find this landmine. Gets one good hit there on one of the Rifleman squads, not both of them.
The mines are ready.
Snipers try to get some shots to there. Hellcat has not been salvaged just yet. This calls for another pair of landmines here for the Wehrmacht player. The landmine, this one could be splashed down, hit the sniper, does retreat away before finding that landmine. And Rifleman squad does miss that other landmine. More landmines being put out by the Wehrmacht player now. Now we've got an M2 barrage rating on this region.
Volksgrenadier.
That's a good hit there. Wait, why would he barrage right there? That seems a little bit fishy of a location to barrage down. Sherman tank and advance forward does find that landmine
They're
there.
losing territory.
Pantrick does get a hit there. Sherman tanks are going to try to focus down the Pantrick squad. Stug advancing on forward. Does get a good hit there with his Pantrick. And now the Grenadier squad is falling back. Stug getting some hits there, rolls about. Sherman tank, the other Sherman tank does receive a pen there as we got the engineers sort of just crawling away. The Sherman tank's seen quite a bit of fire there. And we got this captured Pack 38, firing some shots there onto the Stug. The capture of the Iraq 38 does go down.
Americans are seizing territory from us.
Stug is advancing forward, trying to find some shots there. Does get destroyed engine crit onto the Sherman tank. M2 howitzer raining a barrage on in, and the Sherman tank does go down. Grenadier squad receives some hits there. The Doom-Man patrol in time before getting wiped out. Nothing else being deployed out by the tank. No, the tank depot is deploying something. It is another Sherman tank. Very nice. Got two snipers here now advancing forward. One of 8 kills, one of 27 kills. MG42 has been recrewed. And now look out, the Volksgrenadiers receive a bit of fire from the Sherman tank. Does lose, may lose that Volksgrenadier squad entirely. Pack 38 has been recaptured, and there goes the Volksgrenadiers. Rifleman squad now advancing forward. And the second Sherman tank has been rebuilt. Only 2 rifleman squads left on the field. He did lose 2 of them. Has enough fuel for another off-map parachute. The Sturm Armory has not been rebuilt. Panzer Command, however, is now being built. Balancing all the Sherman tanks, a good option would be either the Panzer IV or the Panther. Either would be a good possibility. Pack 38 is starting to be overrun. Engineers starting to lay down some sandbags there, and the sandbags immediately destroyed by that Pantrek. M2 barrage trying to rain on in to hit these forces. He does have Veteran C3 as well. Grenadiers do receive a direct hit by that howitzer, and the engineers are getting suppressed by the MG42. Left side, we've got the Sherman tank now advance forward, and the Sherman tank does have damage engine crit. There must have been a landmine there. Volksgrenadiers seeing quite a bit of fire there. Does withdraw.
Infantry squad lost.
And looks like the US player has lost a something. Up here, Sturm has his rear armor exposed. We do have Rangers available now, though he doesn't have enough manpower to get out anymore to get out any Rangers. Also, Shook will manage to fall back in time away from the sticky bomb. Riflemen sort of just skirmishing around. Grenadiers are now advancing forward. We do have the Sherman now advancing forward as well. We'll find this landmine there. Gets another damage engine crit there. Those landmines have been very effective. Good Pantrek hit there. There's another damage engine crit. And now we do have the Sherman tank now down to 1 shot away from death. Off of power troop trying to rain in this area. It does fall back to those infantry forces. Main gun destroyed crit there. And the Pack 38 does get receive a direct hit there by the other Sherman tank. Sherman tank does go down. Pack 38 trying to rotate it around, trying to get a good hit there onto the Sherman tank. Does get a good hit there on the Sherman tank.
Enemy unit.
Shoots advancing forward, does find a bounce there. And the Pack 38 does get decrewed. Both sides sort of just brawling it out. Rifleman squad now advancing forward, trying to get out of a sticky bomb. Sticky bomb will connect. Sherman tank starts plenty of health remaining. It does get a fully immobilized crit there. Pantrek trying to line up an angle there on the Sherman tank. Pantrek does receive a deadly hit there. It may go down. Asphalt does connect. Another good hit there as well. Sherman tank's now just firing away. Does take out 4 models there. He took out both Pioneer squads. So here's the Wehrmacht player. Wehrmacht does have one pioneer, still has 2 grenadiers. Volksgrenadier, one of them has gone down. Great hits there from those Sherman tank. Snipers now advancing forward, trying to get some shots there on these engineers. Register artillery can now be called on in. It's a cheap anti-capping artillery. Looks like we do got an M2 barrage now raiding on in, trying to get some hits onto that Stug. And there goes that Pioneer. All the Pioneers are currently down. Nope, he does get a fresh one. Sherman tanks now being healed on up. We do have now a fresh Panther out of the field. No additional veterans being deployed just yet. Rifleman squad trying to advance forward, trying to get to come off onto this Stug. Stug is severely wounded. The Rifleman squad will get off the sticky bomb. They do receive a good hit there. Panthers advancing forward. Destroyed engine crit there. Panthers now trying to crush down some hedges. Unsuccessful a little bit. In fact, already has been recaptured. Down half health. Sticky bomb does connect with the Panther. Yes, go right ahead. Let's go ahead and submit a replay. We do now have the Pack 38 being fully destroyed there. And we've got these Sherman tanks now advancing forward. Sorry if it seemed like I sort of barked at you. I don't know why I was so happy to say yes, 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 yes. But yes, go ahead, submit a replay. And I'll go to get it casted after this one. We got another barrage onto this Panther, but largely those rounds are missing. I think I sort of need to turn on my heat. I'm a little bit chilly right now. Maybe that's one reason why I'm sort of like a little bit on edge. We now have the Pioneer. They drop a model there. MG42 trying to pack on up, trying to avoid these Sherman tanks. We got just a large number of Sherman tanks on the field. I love seeing a large number of Shermans. You don't see that all too often. Panther still has this damage to crit. We do have the Volksgrenadiers capture this VP. It does go ahead and destroy that observation post. Sherman tank moving up way back up north. I cannot speak today. It's one of those long days for me. I spent most of my day on a ladder today. Me and my coworker were pulling cable for wireless APs. So yep, we just ran so far 2,500 feet of cable this week. A lot of cable. A lot of Cat 6A cable. Panther, those guys been healed. Got even ever so slightly over maximum health. Very nice. Not like that really means much. Now I got the Volksgrenadiers seeing a bit of fire from the Sherman tank. Capture point has been captured. And now got a Panzerfaust being fired there as well. Panther getting hit by multiple angles by these Sherman tanks. You can see a campaign-style engagement here where you swarm a Panther tank with a whole bunch of Sherman tanks to get to the rear armor. Though the Stu may receive a bit of hits there, he may want to invest into a 76mm Sherman upgrade at this current rate. Let's see. We've got the level 2 supply yard, not the 76mm upgrade. You got the snipers being spotted. One of them gets a 75mm round to the back. Sherman and Panther, or Stug and Panther, doesn't find a shot there on the Sherman tank. Does take out both those snipers. Very nice. That will help preserve his riflemen that are doing supply. And do got some great crushes there. Great shots there on the Volksgrenadiers. Volksgrenadier may want to get inside the garrison. Does get reinforced in time. M2 Howitzer barrage raiding on in. And we also got the Offensive Power Chute raiding on in as well, trying to hit that Panzer command. Sherman and Rifleman squad advancing forward. Got some more artillery here. It looks like the... Oh, he actually blew up his own Sherman with the Offensive Power Chute, but it got destroyed the Panzer command. So I suppose it's generally worth the end because he's going to lose it either way.
Okay, people.
Engineers captured these points. We do got these Sherman tanks stored in this region. And I've got this Grenadier captured this, has captured the VP. Grenadier squad does fall back.
Reinforcements available.
And now there's another off-map combat group available. He does have enough manpower for it. And he doesn't need any reinforcements. There's the off-map combat group. Very nice. Let's see what he rolled. I see a Hellcat at least. Let's see. We've got a Hellcat, a mortar, there's another rifleman, and an AT gun. Oh, that was a pretty good one. Getting AT gun and Hellcat, and another rifleman. All those are good. The mortar's a little bit lackluster at this moment, but nice to have sometimes. Stug is advancing forward. Panther absorbing some shots as well. He does only have Veteran Suit 1 at the moment as well. Hellcat's 50 cal starting being used as well. Let's see the Panzerfaust there. Now the Panther's rear armor is a little bit exposed there. Hellcat does roll a bounce on the frontal armor, however. AT gun pushes its way forward. Got some repairs on the Sherman tank. Hellcat all needs repairs as well. And now we do got the Stug receiving some fire as well. Getting some repairs here. We do have the Stug and Panther. Both of them wounded. Stug a bit more closer to death. The Wehrmacht player does have a good number of tickets, but does have the capture down against him. Volksgrenadiers, or Grenadier captured that point, but receiving some M2 howitzer barrage. Or was that the on-map howitzer?
Front shifting.
Or off-map howitzer?
Territory from us. Looks like the Wehrmacht player's backing out of the game. He has plenty of tickets to play around with, so maybe trade time for resources. Taking casualties.
So I'm not so sure. The US player did a great job of whittling away his opponent's infantry, but he did lose a lot of riflemen himself, so I'm not so sure. Clutch means one of the last moment, and even then, that's not really that case either. There's still plenty of VPs left in the game, and the Wehrmacht player could just simply trade resources for times, but I think the Wehrmacht player just had trouble maintaining map control. Yeah, it's not a clutch. Clutch means last minute grab, last minute win, not a comeback. And throws a grenade over the hedge. Get some damage there. Oh, howdy, I just saw your Rumble message. Well, he didn't really make much use of his doctrine if he's asking good advice. Because I always say, like, one for the fatherland. He didn't really make much use of his doctrine, to say the least. So, I'm not so sure what else he could do. He's focused on his own game. He didn't really deploy out, maybe something a bit more, he should deploy out 80 infantry asset a little bit earlier. Because his opponent sort of dictated the game by deploying out the Sherman tank. He didn't deploy anything out that would dictate the game, where he dictates the game. I sort of view some of this stuff like a chess game. Generally, White has considered advantage because they get to make the first move, so they are the aggressive. Generally, they see the aggressors because they get to make them their important moves first. But yeah. Oh, this reload place we went over. By the way, this end grade is saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Darn, I thought I timed it right. There it goes. Oh, that's a nice little explosion at the end. By the way, this end grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Did you by chance find that replay that you want to have me cast? Because in the meantime, I'm going to make a quick restroom break if you can find that replay that you were looking for. Sure, not a problem. Just give me one moment to use the restroom. There we go, I'm back. In the meantime, I noticed there's a bit of a spam comment Rumble, so I'm gonna make sure that gets removed. At least prevent any more further. And oh, I just saw your Rumble comment. Yep, it's an old game, but a good game. Couple Heroes 3 was a bit decisive, and I'm not a big fan of Couple Heroes 3 myself. When I played it, I was not impressed whatsoever. It's not the graphics, honestly, it's my issue. It's like the whole like UI issue where it's like reused assets. Sorry about that, getting a little bit thirsty. Oh, in the meantime, until you find that replay, I'm just gonna go ahead and cast another one for the time being. Let's see now. Oh, you got it? Perfect. In the meantime, I'm going to close out the game just because I can't update the folder. There it is. I sort of wish I didn't have to restart the game engine just to reload the replays. Let's see, pull that up. There it is. Perfect. I don't know why these names seem awfully familiar, but those I haven't downloaded. Oh, uploaded today. I think 20. You literally uploaded a second ago, didn't you? Oh, I'm fine with that. Did I actually move it over? There, now it's moved over. Perfect. Sorry about that. Let's get this up there. Get the game relaunched. Go, game's launching. Pull up my other windows. And so, once the game launches, let's go ahead and get started. That's up there. So, load game. And as well, Twitch is on. So, I'm messing everything up. Oh, crap. Okay, everything's good. Perfect. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Couple Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the Panzer Elite. We have Noob. Spawn on the bottom right side as the other Wehrmacht player. We have Connie. Did I say Panzer Elite or US? Panzer Elite. Spawn on the top side as the British forces. We have Lemids. Spawn as the right side as the other British forces. We have no bug, just skill. Panzer Grenadiers being employed on out, being upgraded with MG G43s. And push away forward. Oh, how's my day? My day's going good. Long day, though. You have a armored car being blown out. It Grens and Packs, so he's going for armored cars, 222s, and he's asking his teammate to go for Grenadiers and Pack guns. We do have these infantry sections now advancing forward, and we do have more squads infantry sections advancing forward. lieutenant being employed on out. And you got this infantry section as well. G43 squad pushes its way forward. This G43 squad is making its way forward as well. You have these pioneers, so say they're trapping and wiring off the trench, denying that use of that trench. And we do have this scope rifle squad now advancing forward. Field point now being captured on up, but we'll receive quite a bit of fire there. HQ command trucks for both players looks like still back at home. Nope, looks like Yellow's advancing forward right here. Each section does get inside of this trench here and getting some good damage there on the Pioneers. One of the Pioneers models do go down, and this Pioneer's doing quite a bit of fire. You got a defensive MG42 or offensive MG42 right there, and he's trying to get that field point captured up. He's going to risk losing that squad. Pioneers are relatively expendable. He does get the capture there. He still could lose that model, does lose that squad there. Scope rifle squad eyeing make their advance along the flanks as they have scope rifles that can move quickly out of supply. Up north, you got the Panzer Grenadiers advancing on forward, trying to pursue these intersections. Scope rifle squad does see a bit of fire there. We do got this scope rifle squad does flank the MG42. And now this MG42 is seeing a bit of fire there. Intersection squad does get suppressed and fully pinned there. And now this intersection squad does fall back. Over here, we've got the Panzer Grenadiers sending a lot of rounds with this infantry section. That's at the Ford HQ right there, and that is set up in the sector here. I can see that little pennant. So the Panzer Grenadiers are sort of capping the reinforcement point, and there's getting a lot of damage there on these infantry sections. Infantry sections does get some damage on in, but they're losing a lot of models, losing a lot of health. Over here, Pioneers advance forward, Volks Grenadiers advancing forward. Scope Rifle Squad is dancing around. One of these models are way out there, so we'll see additional fire. It does manage to get a model reinforced in time. He's trying to pursue that squad to the ends of the earth, and that squad may get fully wiped out right there. Chris advancing on forward, does take out the infantry section there, and then we got these infantry sections, got a fresh squad deployed out right there at close range. His teammate does pack up his own HQ to retreat back over here to force back these Panzer Grenadiers. Infantry sections or Panzer Grenadiers do fall back, with the Kettengrad taking a little bit of beating as well. Panzer Grenadiers over here behind some heavy cover. And now these infantry sections are advancing forward. It does get some damage there on those Panzer Grenadiers.
We are losing a sector.
Bunker now being employed on out. And we've got these Panzer Grenadiers behind some heavy cover there. Both these squads upgraded with scope rifles. They get some good damage on in. But now this Panzer League player is getting double teamed. But it allows his Wehrmacht ally to capture a lot of sectors for free. Just sort of holding these heavy cover there would be a great idea to help just stall out these opponents. We've got multiple scope rifle squads now advancing forward. And that squad does fall back as well. Kettengrad is trying to capture around the flanks. It is very wounded, can't really be used to bully around the opponents. And now this Kettengrad has received a bit of fire there.
We are losing a munitions depot.
Munitions point being captured on up. Over here, we do have these guys. Deploying out bunker. Looks like it's going for forward MG bunker. Got MP40 Volks here as well. MP40 Volks at this range will do some great damage. And he's not being focused down. The bunker is getting hit actually. And now the MG is getting some good volleys in as well. He's able to suppress it. Does unpack the truck there. Ceding this ground to his opponent. Got a mastery coming out by this British player. This British player is advancing forward. There's also no music playing. Let's switch over to a player that has music playing. Panzer Grenadiers getting some repairs on this Kettengrad. One of them's actually... Nope, the Kettengrad's kept at the point. You have this intersection on negative ground there. We'll see quite a bit of fire from these Panzer Grenadiers. Scoper squad advancing forward, trying to get to this cutoff point. And this Panzer Grenadier squad does fall back. We're seeing quite a bit of fire on the retreat as well. Volksgrenadiers do get forced on back. Got the MMG carrier deployed out now as well. Another bunker here, and this bunker is loaded with the MG. It is not upgraded for MG. And now we got this bunker here as well. It is quite damaged, but nothing here to finish it off. This MG bunker, literal MG garrison bunker, does not get any volumes. He's just out of range, so this smaller reticle is his. This was a larger one. Pioneer squad does get wiped out there, and now going for the MG bunker now. Do got a mortar emplacement going right there. Got the Scoper for squad falling back. This game right here is going to get very messy very, very quickly. MG42 is facing forward. Start focusing on that mortar emplacement would probably be a good idea. I think the MMG carrier did go down. Do have the, yeah, there it is. Got the G43 Panzer Grenadiers facing forward, all upgraded for accuracy. And it looks like one of the this British player here has backed out of the game. Or maybe just lagged out for a moment. Let's scout that intersection there. Got the 2 scope rifles here. And that intersection does go down. And that looks like going to be a very, very quick game. Because I think both British players have backed on off. This player is already looks like backed out of the game as well. So went for a very, very early aggression right there. That basically knocked out this player. And with his teammate coming over to support him, allowed the Wehrmacht player to advance forward and put out some bunkers next to his opponent's forward HQs. Which probably generally won the Axis players the game. We do now the, yep, now the game's technically over. This is Anagrade saying thank you for watching.